Once again, hello. So Julio tells me that a lot of our JC candidates also want to get some idea of how to approach teachers, maybe counselors, principals, even superintendents. Let's kick in maybe some school board members, This is your opportunity to stand before maybe some strangers, adult strangers that are policymakers, and you need to kind of forecast what are the things that they are going to want to know. I know that if I were a superintendent or a principal or a school teacher, the first question that would come to my mind is, who is this NHI? Who are they? Where are they from? Where are they located? What do they do? How long have they been around? You need to be prepared to answer that question. Just so you'll know, we've been around for 34 years, and you know that I happen to be the president and founder of this organization. You need to know that we're a teaching organization, meaning that we are interested in furthering the intellectual and psychological, emotional, and cultural development of our students. You know that we are community-based, meaning that we're not a university or a school, but we certainly add value to the classroom educational experience. So that's number one. They want to know, are we legitimate? They need to know where to call us. We're located, as you know, in Maxwell, Texas, and our phone number is 512-357-6137, and we have an array of staff members that can answer whatever questions. We operate with a governing board of directors, 22 members of the board. All of these board members, by the way, interestingly, are former participants themselves, and today as professionals, as owners of businesses, most of them are entrepreneurs. Most of them have successful businesses that they've developed. They're the backbone of this organization and the policymakers, and they want to continue the traditions and the practices of this organization. So we're not just simply a group of people that are interested in Latino youth. We're an entire organization that's both national and international. Now, understand that principals and teachers, whenever you're talking money, applications, all of those things, they're going to be very protective of their students, and they should. A lot of people come through their doors every day selling them this, selling them that, selling them books, selling them concepts, selling them camps. So you're not going to be the first one to ever say there's these summer learning camps on leadership that we want our students to go to. They exist all over the country. NHI has taken 34 years to develop its educational approaches. And as you well know, they're powerful, and here's a key word, they're also highly transformational. And you know that because you've been a participant. You know what happens to you and your own outlooks, your own levels of self-confidence, your understanding of yourself, your understanding of your environment and how you navigate that environment before you approach a program, and then after what you learn and you begin to see that you're effective and you can do a lot more things than you thought you were capable of. Well, that's one of the things we enjoy helping kids realize. So that's the other one. But just make sure that you understand that there's going to be a kind of a question that's protective oriented. They want to make sure that if they were to recommend NHI, that this is a legitimate organization. It's registered with the Better Business Bureau. We're a legal structure, and we have staff who are well-trained individuals who deliver good, solid quality services. The other thing they want to know is, how do you access it? Meaning, how do you get into the organization, and what does that mean? You well know that we operate freshman level programs, sophomore level programs, and junior level programs, and that we also work with our alumni while they're in undergraduate studies. So what school principals need to know is that we have what we call a progressive leadership model, and within each of those levels, just like the Great Debate, the skills that you learn, the competencies, and the knowledge that you develop from that experience is very different from the knowledge you gain from the LDZ, and very different from what you get at the CWS. That's simply an example, and that's why we call it a progressive leadership model. And then what they're going to want to know is, is how are parents involved? And as you well know, NHI's philosophy, parents are always welcome to participate, to observe, to volunteer, to get involved, to be trainers, to conduct workshops. We want mom and dad to be at the center of what their children are learning. We want parents to see the quality of the services their children are getting. We want them to be a part of the benefit and the quality that everyone receives. And as you know, there's a lot of recognition in our programs. We want students to feel good about their performance, and so we have a lot of recognition activities. Parents are always in the audience. We're always congratulating parents, and we're always embracing parents as being very integral to the learning process. In other words, there's no distance between NHI and families. We're all one and the same, and we practice many of the same values and want the very best for our children. So school administrators need to be put at ease that there is also a small fee requirement that kids have to pay, and that when they can't pay it, that we're going to do one of two things. We're going to see to what extent schools want to join us by being a partial sponsor or a full sponsor. We want schools to begin to set aside in their budgets opportunities for kids like yourself who are excelling in their grades to be able to access funds and funding to participate in their personal development and to expand their leadership capacities. We want schools to play as much of a vital role in that as they do in classroom instruction. We think that both experiences are equally as important. Finally, this is something that I think all administrators want to know about. NHI is lucky to have at least 2 doctoral dissertations that have been written, so that whenever we talk about what it is we do, we're not just dealing with anecdotal stuff or stories or things of that nature. We're very careful about our evaluation. We want to make sure that the claims we make can be supported by research. And in 2001 and 2002, 2 major studies were conducted by PhD candidates that critically looked at the work of the National Hispanic Institute. And here's the good news. The good news is that they said that in accordance to national standards of leadership development, both in general and in gender specific, like women, NHI not only met all standards of the industry, but exceeded them. And this is documented research. These are not simply views or opinions about how well we do. There's a third factor involved in how we evaluate ourselves. Whether you know it or not, whenever we ask you to write a letter to us about what you experienced, we always want to have the insight. Your opinions are very important to us. Your views, things you like about a program, things you don't like about a program. We are very customer driven in terms of wanting to find out, are they getting the full impact and the benefit of what they're paying for? And finally, we do what we call pre and post evaluations of our programs, so that when you do walk away and go home, we sit down during the fall and we begin to critically evaluate what is the feedback we got from our students that allows us to learn how to do a better job. This is how you convince an administrator that we're legitimate, that we have very specific goals and aims, and that we have a way of evaluating whether our work is actually doing its job, and that we get not only research-based evidence of our efforts, but on top of that, we get direct opinions and views expressed by the very students who are receiving those services. I hope this provides you with a way of making a convincing and compelling argument. It's almost like the great debate. Know what you want as an outcome. Learn how to put that into about a 5-minute presentation. Go well prepared. Anticipate the questions that administrators are going to ask or parents may want to ask. Be prepared with that for the evidence. And if you need help, here's the deal. Call the National Hispanic Institute, and if you need data or more information, ask our staff. They're always glad to provide you, because we know that for every kid you help recruit, or for every school you get involved with us, it's just making our job easier. The bottom line is this, and I'll finish with this. In the next 30 years, 1 in 3 Americans will look like you and me, will be Latinos. In the next 30 years, our economies with Mexico and Central and South America will become more interconnected than ever. What we need for modern day times is a new appeal to leadership. We need to broaden our supply side. We need to access our most skilled and intelligent young men and women for roles they're going to perform 30 to 40 years from now as fully grown adults. That's the special work of NHI. That's what makes learning exciting, because we're futuristic in our direction and we know what we're doing, and the research that we've conducted proves that it's being done effectively. I hope this helps you. Good luck with your administrators. I hope that they give you what you're looking for and that we can see representatives from your school at our 2014 programs. Take it from there. You'll do well. Good luck to you.